Hello, welcome back. Hi, Colleen. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Liam?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Um, yeah, special edition of FreshForward. Let's get our faces on the screen here.
Well, there we go.
Hi, there we are.
Hello.
Hello to all you folks at home or at work, wherever you're tuning in. Um, Welcome. It is today we've got a special video that we've thought to put together in follow up from the last episode, which was the full release notes review. And now we are going to specifically focus our efforts on one of those features. And this was this our second top number 2 pick, I think? Is that
Yes,
right?
it was number two.
Yeah. Excellent. And so number 2 is the AI conversations tool. And I'm just going to get this. There we are. AI conversation, which is a new feature built into your course, your Blackboard Ultra LMS, as a what's the word? It is an engagement tool
Yes.
built into the course. So we talked a little bit about this in our main video, and then we thought, you know what, let's do a big proper demo. So here we are. AI conversation is part of 3900.100, and that was the September release, 2024, September 2024, if you're logging in from the future. Traveling back to September 2024. We're going to talk about the AI conversation. We'll go through the information a little bit, and then we're going to do a bit of a demonstration on how this is going to work. All right, let's jump in there. So the AI conversation does fall under the instructional design category of all of the development that Anthology is doing with the LMS. Bear with us here as we get through some of the verbiage. That the AI conversation is a Socratic questioning exercise guided by AI, which allows students to think critically about the topic that the instructor designs and asks the student to share their thoughts on the activity. So as you'll see in the demonstration, it's a 2-part process for students. The reflection question, so there's the conversation, and then there's a reflection question, and that reflection question also lets the students flag any bias or errors that they see from the AI and helps students understand and practice responsible use of AI services, which I think is a really important piece to be adding in here, that we're not just using AI, but we're also encouraging students to be reflective and think about their interactions with AI technology. And then the final point here before we get into the good stuff is instructors can configure a topic for the AI conversation. They can build an AI persona, including a name, an avatar, and personality traits. They can set the complexity levels of the responses from the AI conversation tool, and then they can edit the reflection question, guiding the students on how best to reflect on this activity. So lots that you can do, but I would say that as complicated and overwhelming as this slide may sound, it's pretty, like, we took a quick peek and seems pretty doable. Would you say, Colleen?
Yeah. It's pretty user friendly once you start walking through the steps to get it set up.
Yeah, for sure. So this is an example that Anthology shared. You can see here that they created a persona, Sarah Rainey, a meteorologist, Florida-based, lighthearted and supportive. You can also see the question that the instructor had prompted: what is your current understanding of the impact of climate change on Florida? And then you see the students interactions further down there. So here's the example that they've given, but rather than just take what they've given us and run with it, we thought let's put it through the gauntlet. So we're going to switch over to our test environment and demonstrate what this is going to look like. So hold on here as I get try and get myself situated. I had there it is. I just need to bring this across onto this slide here. Okay, so here we are in our course. Very light. We're going to add a new item here. I'm just going to throw it into the main content area. Obviously, with your course, you would put that where you feel most appropriate, but we're going to click this line or the purple plus icon, and we're going to click Create. And you're going to find the AI tool over here in this menu. You just need to scroll down a little bit and you'll find the participation and engagement options where you would normally find discussions and journals. The next item is the AI conversation. So we'll click there and that will load us into the editing screen. All right, here we are. We can see our AI conversation sort of editing screen. Let me grab, I've prepared, Colleen and I put together a couple questions to prepare. We did not run it through the system, but we did just come up with a good question that we thought this would demonstrate how we might use this as an instructor. So let's get started with the topic of conversation. And for this, we've chosen to talk about online communication. It's kind of an integral part of students' interactions with instructors and how they navigate their course. You can see I've put in here, explain why online communication is an important part of post-secondary studies. That's our prompt that we, as the instructor, want our students to respond to. Then we have the persona. So we can set the name. We can also set the personality trait. It's occurring to me right now, Colleen, is an instructor could create, like, imagine using like your own Bitmoji or whatever, and it's like mini Liam, and he's lighthearted and fun and supportive. I actually want to try and do that now. So let me see if I can find I'm going to pull it over here because you don't need to see all of the other stuff that I've been working through. This is a good one. I'm going to use this guy here. I thought you'd appreciate
I
that.
love it.
And that one. There I am.
Go.
And this is Mini Liam. Mini Liam. Right there. Supportive, lighthearted, fun, and encouraging. Anything else I should add in here for personality traits that you can think of?
So it's around communication. So how about enthusiastic? Yes. Yeah, I mean, communication. Okay. You want to be engaging, right?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Mini Liam here. I love that I thought of that picture as we're going through here. We've set the personality trait, and now we have the complexity of responses. I'm going to move this just to the middle-ish, just to see where it lands. My understanding is this is more elementary school. This is more postdoctorate sort of level. So let's go right in the middle and see where it lands. And we're going to save the persona. And that's it. Well, I guess technically we could edit the reflection questions. So let's just do that. In what ways does the conversation advance your understanding of the topic? That might be exactly what you wanted to say. Or let's do what new thinking or ideas did you uncover during this conversation? Okay, let's see where this lands. And before we go any further, you'll see here that there are 2 point options. We can set points for the conversation. So technically, the instructor could award points based on how they interact with the AI conversation tool. And then there's also points for the reflection. So 2 parts here, and you can set those to however you want them. just going to set this one to 1 and 1, and then I'll just save that. There we go. And let's make this visible. And I guess that's all that you need to do to get started. I'm going to just take a quick peek at the, I don't think there's anything really that we need to do. I guess you do have, oh, you cannot do rubrics. Good to know. That's where I was coming here for, because there are questions, and technically these two things are treated as questions. But I wonder, when Anthology releases rubrics for essay questions, I wonder how long it will be before it lands here for this reflection question. Because this could be a whole essay, right? Like you could have them engage with this and then write an essay. We'll see. There's another idea. Write this one down.
That's it. Idea
rubric,
exchange.
Yeah, rubric. Essay, reflection. I do this all the time, that I write just enough notes to know I was trying to remind myself of something, but not enough notes to remember what it was I was trying to remember. Okay, so we're still in here as the instructor, and look, there's a preview of the chat. So, oh, look at this. As the instructor, haven't even gone into the students. Technically, here we can make this hidden if we want. The students don't even see this assessment. So we could type the response in here and see how it's going to respond. Let's
do that. That's brilliant, because then at least you get an idea of the functionality of it before you even put into student preview.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to use the prepared response that we have, because I want to use that when we're a student. Okay, so explain why online communication is an important part of post-secondary studies. It helps you get good grades. Oops, and send. And so the AI tool, Mini-Liam's responding, well, how do you think online communication influences collaboration among students in post-secondary? Oh, well, it helps me share ideas with classmates. Oops. What challenges do you think students might face when using online communications for post-secondary studies? Okay, well, not having internet.
Yeah.
Maybe not. What was I going to say? What's another challenge?
When using online communication, well, you're not face to face, so you have to wait for people to respond. So
not being face to face means waiting for a response. You know what? As soon as you said that, I thought of not able to detect tone, right?
Exactly.
And what people say.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Okay, so as you can see here, as the instructor, we're just kind of plunking emails or ideas in here. How do you think online communication can help break down barriers for students who might be shy? So we're talking about online communication, and the tool has kind of driven us to think about, like, oh, it influences collaboration. That was not in our prompt, so it's pulling this out as a related topic. What challenges? How do you think online communication can help break down barriers? So for people who are shy or introverted. So it's given us some thought and kind of guided us to think. And if you're watching along, you saw that Colleen and I were both thinking about how to respond to that. So let's reset this chat. That's gone. Poof. And let's make this visible. And we'll go into here. We'll go into student preview and we'll see what this looks like for the students. And then we'll go into the instructor view and see what we see following up on students' work. So there's the new AI conversation. I didn't give it a title because I skipped that step. So let's go in here as my student. And just like the other assignments, we're going to click Start Attempt. And here it is. Mini-Liam says, explain why online communication is an important part of post-secondary studies. Please share your initial thoughts. Well, here we go. I'm going to pull this idea across and drop it in here and hit send. So we've got a longer answer that we had prepared here, talking about it affects relationships with instructors and also how how the emails would be encouraged. Why do you think this is okay? Look at this. Why do you think your initial assumption about instructors being too busy to value your emails might exist? And how can changing this perspective impact your wow?
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Neither did I.
So intuitive, right?
So here we go. Now, as a student, we've said something here. We've said, well, I just assumed that this would happen, and it's challenging our assumptions about that. So, why do you think your assumptions might exist? My friends go to other colleges, not Georgian College, go to other colleges, and that's what they said their experience was. How can
And it says
changing this
happen changing. Yeah.
yeah, and how can this changing this? I think changing this, changing this perspective perspective can make it easier to build a relationship with my professor. Let's do a respectful. Good job, student. Okay. All right, there's my quick response. And how do you think building a respectful relationship with your professor through online communication might influence your academic success in post-secondary studies? So this is really cool. And I just kind of recap that this phrase here, so a little bit of backstory is I teach Communications Essential, and one of the chapters that we talk about very early in our e-text is talking about, there's a section about online communication, and I just kind of created this as a summary for one section. And so we've taken one section of our text, asked students to respond to it, and now look at where we're at. Is now we're being asked how building, we went from talking about online communication to now we're talking about building a respectful relationship with your professor through that. And that's pretty, and connecting that to your academic success. So
Yeah.
I give this my stamp of approval. I'm quite happy. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
and we have to do the other part. So that's the
Right.
conversation. And then we can get to a point. Maybe you would say up here in your prompt, like, please give 5 responses to the AI chat, right? Like maybe you need to have a minimum of, please, how long or how much interaction you
Yeah.
have with them,
Otherwise, it's
right?
open-ended, right? It'll just keep
Mhm.
going and going.
Right. Because exactly, it's going to keep going. So I'm going to stop there and say, okay, we did our 3 things. Reflection question, what new ideas? Well, I didn't think about how important a respectful relationship would be for my success. Okay, I'm happy with that. And remember, it does autosave every 2 seconds. So now I'm going to submit, and I'm going to submit. And I'm not going to download the submission receipt, but as the student still, I can go in and I can view my submission. I can see this was my chat, and there's my response. All right, save my student data. And now as the instructor, we're going to go to the gradebook. We're going to find that item. It says way down here. And we've got one assessment in here. Here it is. And here's the student. So we are grading by student here. This is Liam Squires. Here's the AI conversation, and here's the essay, which is the reflection question. So I can see all of what the student and the or sorry, this is the chat bot, and this is me as the student. I can give feedback up at the top here. Well done engaging with this, oops, tool. And oops, blah, blah, blah. Save that. So there's my feedback to the student. Let's give them a mark out of 1. There we are. Great job. And then we go to the essay question, and here's the reflections. And yep, this is wonderful. 1. Maybe I would give feedback here. Something worth noting is you can also switch to questions. So I only have 1 student, but you could look at all of the interactions, grade them all, and then look at all of the essays and grade them all, the reflection questions. So those are there. Okay, close that. And we can post that grade for the student. And why not? Let's go into student preview, start the preview. And we're going to see our grades now as the student. There's our AI conversation. There's our grade. Let's look at that. And we can see it here. And why does it say I have not added feedback? Did I not save my feedback? Oh, no, there it is right there.
Yep.
So important to highlight, I guess, for everybody, because it confused me. I made feedback on this one question. The feedback is down here at the bottom. If I had made feedback on the reflection question, it would be down here at the bottom. If I made general feedback over the whole submission, it would be over here. This is a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, now I've got another idea to feedback. Check individual questions. All right, there's another one. Okay, so there's our student. We can see what we did. We can see the instructor's feedback, and we can see our grade there. And that is it. Pretty good. Whew, 22 minutes. Colleen, you should have told me to wrap it up.
Well, there was lots to talk about, and it's exciting. It's yet another feature for AI that we want to highlight. So it's time well spent.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, so then I think let's wrap it up here. And yeah, invite everybody, try it out, play around with it. As you know, your sandbox is a safe place to play. So go into your sandbox, go into your prep shell and build. It's always better than trying to build it in your live shell, so students don't just stumble upon it. But I especially like the preview option for the instructors to just be able to go in and test it out.
Yeah.
All right, and just a reminder, with any AI tools in Ultra, the Georgian College decides which ones we're going to enable, and then you as the instructor have the choice to decide which ones you're going to use in your course, and you do have the final say there. So yeah. Anything else? I think that's it. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful. Folks, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Don't forget, if you have not already, like our videos, subscribe to our channel so you can be among the first to know that there's new content coming, because there's going to be a lot of new content coming. We've got big plans. I think we mentioned that maybe in the last episode, but now we're serious about it. Those big plans are happening because we've set goals. We've told our boss that these are our goals and we've got to meet them.
Yeah, shameless plug.
Nothing like accountability from above. But that's it from us, folks. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you in the next episode. And that's it. Okay. Take care, guys.